Hello, everyone. Welcome to Convo with Momma Rhodes. Let's Talk Thursdays. I'm going to give y'all or everyone some time to come on into this room. Have a seat, get comfortable, because we got some things to talk about today. Changing it up a bit and going to share some things that's been on my heart. The reason why we changing this thing up a bit. So let me get all this housekeeping business down while you all take a seat. Hey, Trolling, how are you? Welcome. Sit, have a seat, get comfortable, get your favorite beverage. I have mine because I haven't gotten on my adequate water supply. So it's water in here. I promise. It's water. And my favorite mug that says, I am worthy. Why? Because I say I am. That's my motto every day. Push forward and push through. So have a seat, get comfy. And if you want, you can have some tea, some wine. You can even have a beer if you want. It's up to you. Because you want to know why? That's your business. Ain't my business. Nobody's business but your own. So, for those who do not know, I am Shannon Rhodes. Sorry. Senior moment. That happens when you reach a certain age, like 50. I'm entitled. I don't have to make excuses. But I'm Shannon Rhodes, better known as Momma Rhodes, here with Convo with Momma Rhodes. A lot of mamas off in there. And that's what I'm specialized in. I'm that voice of reason. I'm that one that got all this experience and waiting to share for those that need it, or may not. But here we are. So if you like what you hear tonight, go ahead and share my page. If you like it, on Facebook, Instagram. I'm also on YouTube if you want to replay these without going into social media. Because some of us despise social media. So my videos are uploaded onto YouTube under Convo with Momma Rhodes. So now we ain't got all that housekeeping stuff out the way. So let's get down to business. Well, first of all, I'm going to start another segment called All Things Gigi. And that's going to be about being 50 and over. Starting that new life, the empty nester life. So as soon as I get my second dose of my vaccine, y'all, I'm going to start experiencing life, and I'm going to take y'all with me. But I wanted to say this, give y'all my experience on taking the vaccine, which I took on, what was that, Thursday? No, Wednesday. Took my first dose. As you can see, I'm still alive. Haven't grown a third eye or another leg. All good, no fever. Did the best I could. Simple, didn't feel it till I rolled over last night because I'm a side sleeper. So for you all that haven't taken it yet, here's a little tip. Take it in the arm that if you're a side sleeper, take the shot in the arm that you don't sleep on. Because I had to sleep on the opposite side, which wasn't very comfortable for me. So I know next time when I go get dose 2. So that's a little tip for Momma Rhodes. Also take a Tylenol. The next thing is, why did I decide to change things up? Well, I decided to change things up due to my Maya. I look at her every day. I talk to her morning, and I talk to her every night, and I just tell her how beautiful she is. She's smart. She's strong. She can do whatever she want to do. But then something came over me that said, I could teach my baby to the end of time, but I got to send her out in the world. And if my fellow comrades out there aren't getting this, and children aren't getting the same, then I'm sending my baby into a world of toxicity, which I kind of see right now. So I'm here to help you. Now you say, Momma Rhodes, what do you know? Well, child, I can't give you all the technical terms of what it is that you're going to see or hear being a parent. I can only tell you what my experiences are. So I decided to follow Gandhi's philosophy. Be the change in the world. If you be the change that you wish to see in the world. So that's me right now. I'm going to be that change. So I'll tell y'all a little story, short story. I never knew this. I just always just prayed and moved forward and seeked advice to those that can about parenting. And I didn't know what an exceptional job I was doing because I was in the midst of this storm till a teacher, one of my children's teacher, and it was the baby girl that came and said, Miss Temporelli wants to meet you. And I said, oh God, what have you done now? I got to go up to the school on this parent, what it was, an open house. Why she want to meet me? She said she didn't know. She said, Miss Temporelli just really want to meet you. So I go off in here, and then she was just going on and on in this home open house about what a great job me and my husband did with our girls. All three of them excelled with 3 different personalities. Mind you, Miss Temporelli had all 3. That's how she knows. Now, my girls have 3 distinct personalities, so I'm going to share how it worked for me. First of all, I did a lot of praying, so if you're not a praying person, I can't help you, but I took a lot of guidance from there. When I got that answer, I moved. So I have one child that's strong-willed. I have another child that is, what do I have here? Functioning high anxiety with a little ADHD. And then last but not least, I have a very shy child with low self-esteem. So I had those 3 extremes that I was dealing with. Now, what made me think and reflect on how to manage this, I had to manage 3 different personalities and not make them the same. Don't compare them. Don't focus on one more than the other. Even though you might be drawn to that one that you seek or you might admire those qualities, I kind of looked at each one of them to figure out what each one wanted to do and what each one's talent was. Now, one of my kids possessed a talent that I wasn't necessarily aware of or kind of understood. So you as a parent, you're probably going to have that same thing where you're a little bit out of your league or you're a little bit overwhelmed because you just don't understand. Well, child, that's what a community is for. Whether you're in the church or your family or neighbors. I depended on all those because one of my children, the strong-willed one, got that strong will from me. So I saw in her things that I saw in myself. So I knew you couldn't break that. Strong will is these things that go on in your house. So if you have a child that no matter how many times you don't tell them not to do something and they do it anyway, and then you ask, why do you keep doing this? And why are we keep having these arguments? That's a strong-willed child. So stop calling them bad. Stop calling them all these other negative connotations. What it is leadership. That is what your child is exuding. of leadership. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Well, they ain't gonna be the leader up in my house, or I'm the leader up in this house. Well, you could teach your child to have leadership skills without necessarily having them being disrespectful. You're gonna respect me in my household, but I'm also gonna encourage your leadership abilities. Why is that important? Because when you want that child to be like a boss or a manager or maybe a CEO, next president, they're going to need those skills. And you as a parent, they had it, but you probably beat it out of them or you just discouraged that. So I learned early from a whole lot of women who were wiser than me, told me to encourage that, to develop it, to make it. And y'all, she went on to Harvard. That strong-willed child that I had to have the neighbors, family members, all of us had to reel that one. But I can say she's a leader, born out of this world, bona fide leader. Then the next child with the high-functioning anxiety. Well, I had to learn that one the hard way. Because when you're an overbearing, strong woman, that kind of make them nervous. And they just go back in like this. And then you wonder why they done shut down. Then you wonder why they don't call you. Why? Probably because they scared. Or you make their anxiety so bad that they go, wow, I don't feel like talking to mom today because I had a bad day at school, or I had a bad day at work, or whatever it is that they're doing. And they sitting back saying, I can't deal with mama right now. I got to calm down because my heart is palpitating 100 miles a minute and I'm trying to digest what I just saw. So I go, okay. So I had to learn to parent to that one. So that one, I had to learn to be a little softer or just sit back and listen. Or sometimes even come back and say, I'm going to let her get over this in her own way, in her own time, and just keep checking on her and make her know that I'm ready when she's ready. And have conversations. And when they tell you something, now key. The main key here is when they do disclose something, because you are trying to encourage communication, it is very important for you not to lose it. I know some of those things that's going to come out that mouth might be a shocker. Yeah, a shocker. But don't lose it. Try to keep it like acting, like you were talking to your girlfriend that told you some news, not your child. And then you come with it, and then you hold on, hold your breath, count to 10, and end that conversation. And because they might be testing you to see just how you going to react. So you want to pass the test of trustworthy and that you're not going to be out of yourself. Then you resort back in. And then you seek the advice of maybe some friends, some other kind of leadership, an experienced mom, whoever you need to come down off of that. Case in point, give you, for example, a story. It would be my own personal story. Being a strong-willed child myself, my mother told me that I had to wear a certain outfit to school. And everybody know, as you know now, because I'm a grown woman now, that I love fashion and I love makeup. Well, she wanted me to wear this old people's dress to school, and she didn't want me to wear makeup. This is in junior high. So I packed my little backpack full of my other clothes that I thought was appropriate for me, because I said, I'm a fashionista. I can't let you sit here and control me this way. So I left, went off to school, changed clothes in the girls' bathroom, came back out. I said, oh, she ain't gonna never know. Child, God just be sitting up there just working. Why my mama gonna come try to pick me up from school that day? So I come out of school and there she is parked right there. I said, oh my God, so busted right there. And I remember getting in the car and she said, where are your clothes? I said, I didn't want to wear those. And then she said, you know what you look like? I said, I look good. So at that moment, I learned from my mother. And my mother recognized right there that I was strong-willed. And either she was on board with it to teach me the right way to do it, or she can keep banning me from doing it and I'm going to keep going behind her back. So I took the route of doing it. She talked to me. She told me how to wear makeup or how to dress appropriately so you don't get those undesirable looks that I probably wasn't even ready for. And that worked for me because that made me realize, wow, so my mama get me. Yeah, she really do, because this ain't gonna work. So I said all that to say, I know I probably shocked my mama and she probably wanted to choke the far out of me and beat the far out of me and tear my clothes off, but she didn't. Because you know what? That only made the situation better. I mean, make the situation worse in my head, because I could just see it right now. So you had a strong-willed child, you might want to back down. And you might want to say, okay, let me listen to my child. And then this third personality is a shy child with low self-esteem, y'all. Many of us go through that. And on that child, you have to learn empathy. Because you want the best for your children. You see the best in them, but they don't see the best in themselves. So instead of you beating over their head and constantly telling them why you don't do this or why you don't do that, why you don't push yourself out of that, well then stop, look in the mirror and ask yourself, what if you had to do something that you feared? So like go in the office and ask your boss for a raise? I don't know. Whatever it is that you want to do that you have this fear. And many of us as adults, we have it. So what emotions do you feel to overcome your fear? But take that to an undeveloped mind. A child is still developing and trying to get in touch with their emotions and their mindset. Take that. Where you a grown woman or a grown man and you supposed to have be in touch with your feelings because you're mature. Well, take an immature, undeveloped mindset and they have this feeling of fear. And then it all come together. Well, that was that shyness. So I just didn't understand. And then just to keep going, just pushing it, only made her feel even worse. Probably just made her think that she just couldn't live up to not her own mindset standards, but I can't even please my own mama mindset because I don't know why I'm like this. Well, you know what? I got older, learned. That's why I'm sharing with you. You're going to learn from mistakes. Hopefully you learn from mine. That moment should have been an encouraging moment. Let her gradually tip her toe into the land of fear. And then be there to hold her. Say, I got you. Don't just be pushing them out in the middle of the pool. Let them test the waters. And then say, oh, okay, this is not that deep. I can keep going. And it may take a long time. And then when they finally make it to the deep water, you'll be sitting there going, wow, you know what? It really wasn't that fearful. I did it. Yes, you did. You did it. Oh, I was just so proud. I was just going like this. Oh, she did it, y'all. So she overcame a lot of her fears. And now as an adult, she is doing things that I never thought this child who sat down when I took her to school on the first day of school was white as snow and quit breathing. Now she goes up in the meetings like a powerhouse, like a boss. So parenting is exhausting. And you're going to be pushed to all kind of extremes on your own mindset. And we all look at that and go, oh. So I encourage you to where if you get overwhelmed with all these different personality types off in your household, that you stop and you might want to recruit somebody that can help you. Whether it's your husband, your mother, your neighbor, as I said. My neighbor helped me with one of my daughters because she was so highly intelligent. Not that I'm saying I'm a dummy, but she was on a different level of intelligence to where my neighbor, she loved it over there. She got to create. She got to have conversations about classical music and different types of food and different lands. Child, that was above my pay grade right there. So I recruited somebody that she could identify with so she can get the tools and resources she needs to be the best person that she was going to be. So moving forward, this on out, we're going to keep talking about this parenting thing. And next week, we'll be talking about helping your children discover their purpose. That's one of the hardest things right there. Because why? Because we kind of don't even know our own purpose. But we're doing, and that's what my parenting is about. Trial and error. Trial and error. So all these parenting books you running out there getting, go get your favorite one. But my suggestion is you might want to throw it out and you get a ton of parenting books. And then you just try everything that works or don't work. And then you toss it out the door. Because every child is different. The Lord did not make any of us the same. Even though that child might look like you or look like your husband, but guess what? It ain't. The child is different. That child is that child. So, keep shining. Keep staying bright. And some of y'all light is so bright, I always tell you, don't dim your light for anybody. I need you, if your light too bright and shiny for somebody, don't dim it. Just make them put on a pair of shades and keep it going. Love y'all to wholeness. Goodbye.